All right, finally, let me go live. Come on through, y'all. Come on through. Well, it says I'm live. I am on Facebook. I'm waiting for y'all to come on through. Come through, come through. Come on in the Lord's house. He shall not come
he's traveling at a very high rate of speed, and then you have.
Come on in the Lord's house. He shall not come down. I'm going straight to hell for that one. I know I am. I know I am. No, I am. All right. I just want to make sure. Hey, Trisha. Hey, Blogs and Fiction. How are y'all doing today? Hey, Melissa. Right, Blogs. I'm going straight to hell. Come on in the Lord's house. He shall not come down. Hey, Melissa. Melissa, I thought about you today because they got a new Bailey's, a pina colada Bailey's. But I think you can only order it. I thought about you today because I saw it on Facebook. I said, oh, I got to find out if Melissa had some of this. It looks like it's delicious. It's called Bailey's Colada or something like that. I think you can only order it. I think you can only order it. Yes. Y'all see me. I was going to give you the whole screen, but, StreamYard was giving me too much. So I said, might as well just start the show as is. But I'm still going to give people time to come up and through. Yes, Melissa, and it's another one, another pineapple one that you can only order on the internet. It's like a pink pineapple. I don't know if it comes up on your Facebook feed, but it comes up on mine a lot. You know what? Next time both of them come up, I'm going to forward them to you in a private message, so you can see what I'm talking about. I think you can only order them online, though, and they deliver it to your home, I believe, based on what it looks like. Y'all come on through. If y'all watch Pose and you didn't watch it last night, it was a 2-hour season finale. There will be spoilers in this video. It will be. So I'm just letting you know now. There's going to be some spoilers in this video if you haven't watched Pose. But before I start, I'll give you the warning again, because you might not want to know. Okay. Yes, welcome in everybody. Make sure you hit that like button if you like it. I'm just having some simply lemonade. I was gonna mix lemon and limeade together, but I didn't feel like it. It's just lemonade. I like the simply. What is it? Because I know it's simply orange for the orange juice, but I like the lemon and the limeade. They had another one, the raspberry lemonade. That's good too. And I like the pink one they have, the pink lemonade. But yesterday I just bought the lemonade and the limeade because it was 2 for $5. So I said I might as well get 2. See, that's how this high price grocery store we go to gets you. Because everything in there be 2 for $5. And by the time you finish, I promise you, you can go in there and buy 10 things and pay $80. And it's like, $80 for what? I can go to Walmart, spend $80 on food, and have like 17 bags of food. I can go in there and just buy dinner for the night and spend the same amount that I bought spending a whole month for Walmart. So we got to go to Walmart anyway, because yesterday we just went there because we didn't feel like going full grocery shopping. So we just went and got what we was eating last night. If you saw the picture I posted of the shrimp po' boy that we had last night. I always say poor boy, but it's po' boy. And it was delicious. I fried the hell out of them shrimps. I'm going to admit it. Because I never technically had a po' boy sandwich before. I've seen them, but I never technically had them. I've always, whenever I had shrimp on the sandwich, it was from, oh my God, this Italian place. Oh, and they put these big, humongous shrimps on Italian bread with some mozzarella cheese and some sauce. Oh, shrimp parmesan sandwich is the best from Vintage 3 in Jersey City. I have to say Vintage 3 because there's two more. And I always go to the Vintage 3 because that's the one that was closest to where I was living at the time. So that was my night. I fried some shrimp. We put it on some bread, some onion rolls, because we didn't want big Italian bread, or we didn't want all of that. It's too hot. It's too hot to be cooking. I didn't mind frying shrimp because they fry fast, but it's too hot to be cooking. So today, I'm sure it's going to be a salad. What I want is salad and a grilled pork chop. But I don't have like the little fake grills that you can put on the stage, so it's going to have to be a pork chop just cooked in the pan. I don't want it fried. I just want it, cooked. Get it a little seared on both sides and call it a day. And maybe put it in the oven to let it finish, or let it finish in the pan. Because I'm not trying to cook. All right, well. Hey, Patricia. Let's get started. And if you miss some, just catch the replay. It's that simple. Well, before I start, I'm going to give you this disclaimer again. This is going to have spoilers from last night's final episode of Pose. So if you watch it and you haven't watched it, I don't want to say don't watch my video now, but, if you don't want to know, then, put me on mute or don't watch until afterwards. But in any case, let's go. So, last night was the season finale of Pose, and it was good. It was a tearjerker. Even though I knew how that was going to play out, I knew it. I told Tremel. I said, I know Pray Tell is going to die. And he did. And it was sad because I have so many friends that have passed away that way, alone in their house by themselves. And then somebody came and found them dead in their bed or on the floor or on the couch. And last night was real. It was a lot of emotions to go through because when you've lived that life, it's hard to see it actually play out on TV, though it's TV, but still. I know real people that have gone through that. I know real people that have suffered through that and have gone through what he went through. And then to find out that he felt Ricky's life was more important than his because he was older and he was giving Ricky his meds, that's like crazy. But people did that. People really did that. They would sacrifice themselves for someone else who couldn't get the medicine at the time because back then the medicine wasn't freely available to everyone. So some people did that, gave people their medicine or like tried to take half and they take half and try to split it up so both of them went like half a month with nothing, where they would take the medicine like every other day so that both of them would have it because one was lucky enough to get in the trials and the studies and the other one couldn't. So they, you know, do what they had to do. It was sad. Like those back then, it was really, 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 it was sad. And then being that I'm at that age where Pray Tell and Electra was, and it's that. It's when you get to that age in ballroom, I've watched some of the people from when I was walking balls, and I'm like, child, enough is enough. Like, let these little young kids have their moment. You had your moment. Sit down. I mean, if you want to come, come. But you don't even get the adulation that you got from our generation. They looking at you like, okay, grandma, like they did Blanca. They were calling her grandma because she was really the grandmother of the house now. So it's that's a lot. That's a lot. When you sit back and it's a lot because me and my best friend even talk about it. Where I said it before, where we've talked about when we get this age, if we in a club, you know, make me go home, shoot me. I shouldn't be standing in the bar at 50 years old like these men because back then, you know, I was a tender. I was 19, 20. And I'm looking at these men my age now, and I have to say my age now, saying, should he be in the geriatric home? Should he be home taking some Geritol? Like, why is he here? You know, he's old. Why this old man looking at me? Blah, 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 blah. And guess what? I'm that old man now. But I'm not going to clubs and bars. But I am that old man that I talked about. And you have a new respect for the older men because a lot of their friends didn't make it to where they were. Because I know a lot of my friends didn't make it to where I am. They didn't make it to 30, or they got to 30 and that was it. So it's a double-edged sword. Because when you're young, you don't think about being this age. Like, 50 is far off. When I was 50 was far off to me when I was 20 years old, out in the clubs, shaking and dipping and doing it and drinking and going to work the next day and everything that I did. But now I'm like, I'm that old man that should be home taking Geritol. I don't even feel comfortable in a club. I don't even feel like, I feel like this is their time. If I go out, I want to go on a cruise or go to Aruba or the Bahamas or the Dominican Republic. That's my idea of fun now for me. But you have men that don't outgrow that. Where else are they going to go? Meaning, where else are they going to go and meet their friends and can be themselves and don't have to worry about people looking at them a certain way or talking about them because they're being free? I mean, it's fun and games when we do it. We all know when we walk in the club, if we make a wrong move, somebody's going to see it and read us, but that's what we do. So for us, it's just, it's fun. It's what we do. It's how we go out. It's what we expect. But we can't just go to a restaurant and just carry on like that because we never know. It may be an asshole in there that decides they want to start something and then it becomes a big fiasco. Although these kids nowadays turn everything into a fiasco. Don't they? Child, they fight too much for me personally. But I blame that on this. I blame that on social media. Because, see, people sit home and pop shit all day long. And then now when you face to face, either you about that life or you not. And that's why a lot of people end up in fights. And that's just my opinion. I can't say that to be true. That's just my opinion because something is causing these kids to be that angry to fight all the time and shoot up places all the time. It just can't be because that's what they want to do. Because if that was the case, we'd all went through that when we were younger. We can go out, maybe one fight broke out here and there, but like I see videos all the time of gay clubs and gay bars and balls, and it just breaks out into a fight for whatever reason. And I'm like, this is part of the reason why I wouldn't go out nowhere. because I'm not going somewhere to be thrown out. I'm going to have fun, drink, laugh, enjoy my friends, and have a kiki good time and come home. These kids nowadays, they on a whole nother level. They on a whole other level. Hey, Reese Cup. They on a whole other level that I can't see myself being on. And it was good to see that Electra, Angel, and Lulu and Blanca. She became a nurse. Electra does what she does, and the queen of making money. Lulu became an accountant in a bank, and Angel was an at-home mom, and she enjoyed being that, and she was still a model, and it was good to see that they show trans women that they can be more than what they started out as, because all four of them at the table started out at the pier selling themselves because they had no other choice. But as time went on and life got better, they were able to become working women in society. And now, and see, that's the sad part, that all the people back then that should be alive, they died, they don't know how life changed for us. They don't know how much life got better. It could be way better, but it got better for us. And it didn't stay. It didn't stay the way that we all thought it was going to be. Hey, Grandma June, it didn't stay the way we thought it was going to be. It got better. And in getting better, they were able to better themselves. So I like that point when they went around the table and said who they were now and what they were doing and how they progressed, in life based off of who they used to be. And that's for anybody. Your circumstances don't dictate your outcome. There are circumstances that just happen, and we have to do what we have to do to survive. That's why I don't judge people when they tell me, I used to do this or I used to do that, or when people think they're exposing somebody, but she used to do this and she made porno movies. And big deal. Why? Because I'm sure it was at a point in their life when you had to do what you had to do. I mean, all these OnlyFans accounts popping up right now. At first, I was like, you know what? Y'all can find a better way. But then I realized it's a pandemic. And if people want to sit home and pay you money to see you naked, then, child, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, you want me to quarantine? Okay, I'll quarantine home naked in my bed. Doing things that people want to see. I mean, some of them were making $5,000 and $6,000 a month just posting naked pictures or videos and of them doing things to themselves. And I'm like, child, one girl says she made $5,000 a month just taking pictures of her feet and spreading her toes. And people were paying to see that monthly. I ain't mad at you. Because if I could post pictures of my damn feet and make $5,000 a month, believe me, you'd have Joseph feet all over the damn place. Hey Roxanne, hey Uncle Fred, I just don't judge people because you never know. Now, if somebody rich and, you're looking at them like, well, child, why are you doing this? That's a different story. But you can't judge people based on the situation they were in and the things they had to do at the time to survive. I mean, it is what it is. It just is what it is. Ain't nobody really going to sit back and just, have nothing and just, not in this day and age of social media. Because I've seen men bigger than me with OnlyFans accounts making bank. And I'm sitting there looking at them like, who paying to see you naked? But they are. So You know, if that's your hustle, I mean, in the middle of a pandemic, you got to do what you got to do. And my thing is, well, if people ain't got money, why y'all paying to see naked people? But they making coin, so I ain't mad at them. I ain't mad at them. You know, you got to do what you got to do. All of that to say, it was good to see that them being trans women, they were not still doing the same thing. And then towards the end, when Blanca met that new trans woman that came in and tested positive, and she told her to come to the ball, I knew she was going to do. I knew she was going to take her under her wing. Again, because she was doing it the old way. And Blanca can teach her, you don't have to do that. You can move forward. You can do other things. You can train to be a nurse. You can train to be an accountant. You can do something with your life other than that. And that is what I believe us older gay men, lesbians, trans women, trans men need to actually be teaching these kids that the things that they're doing now, yeah, it's fun. We all did whatever we did back in the day. And I'm not trying to take nobody's fun away. But some of them you gotta tell, this don't have to be your life. It don't. Like, you can do other things. Life is more than drugging, drinking, and partying 24 hours a day. Thank God I was one that always had a job. I love money too much, and I refuse to be without money. And if I don't have money, if I'm broke, trust me, I get an attitude real quick, because I shouldn't love money the way that I do, but I do. So, I thank God that I stayed on, I guess, my upbringing, my uncle, my mom, just seeing them work and them instilling in me that I need to work. And even when I got out of high school, my mother was like, you have a choice. If you're going to live in my house, you have a choice. This can be your last summer to sit around and do whatever you want. And then when winter comes, you got to find a job. Or if you want to work now, that's on you. I went with the help of my mother and my uncle, Uncle Fred and my mom, and I was going on job interviews left and right, trying to get a job, and I did. And I looked up and got a good job, and it was temporary, and then they hired me permanently, and no, guys, it was permanent when I got that job, the first job I ever had, at State Street Bank and Trust Company. That was permanent. I worked there, oh my God, I worked there for 12 years, I believe, before they closed. 12 years, and then they laid us all off, and then I had to find another job. That was the one that was temporary, and I worked there for I worked at the stock exchange for about, was it 8 years? 5 or 8 years. I had quit the year before the World Trade Center came down, because I worked in the World Trade Center. And that's when I started working at the cable company. That's how I met Mr. Man, when I started working at the cable company. And I stayed there for 12 years. And then I started working at Verizon. I worked there for five or 6 years, and that's when my kidneys did what they did. And I still worked. I worked at Assurant. I left Verizon and went to Assurant and started doing cell phone claims, so broken phones. And that's when my kidneys started messing up when I was in Verizon. But they really got bad when I was working for Assurant. And that was just the end of that. So I've always worked since I was 18 years old. So money is my friend. Money is what makes me thrive. But I like that about me, because it made me who I am. Like, my work ethic was very that. Was I have to get up and go to work. I didn't stay home. If I stayed home, it was either one of two things. I was really sick, or I just needed a day, because I was overwhelmed and I just needed a day. So, they never said Joseph didn't come to work. They never said Joseph didn't do his work. Never none of that. Because I did what I was supposed to do. I was on time. I did. So, my love of money is what made me do the right thing at work. So, and then when I started slacking, I knew it was time, like, it's time to get a new job because I don't want to be here anymore. And that's what I did. So, it is, it is, oh, Grandma Jewel, it was, I found out I had end-stage kidney failure. So I had to be on dialysis. And I've been on dialysis for the last 5 years, and I'm doing amazing. I can't complain because it could be 10 times worse than what it is. And then last year I had a stroke. As you see, I have to thank God that I don't look like anything that I'm going through. Because, in my mind, because I got to move slow because of the stroke and all of that, I was mad. I was real mad. I was mad. I ain't gonna lie. I was mad because I started doing dialysis at home, and I'm like, yes, I feel like myself. I don't feel drained. I can get back into the swing of things, and bang, I have a stroke. And I'm like, okay, I'm back to square one. I couldn't walk. Well, I could walk, but I couldn't walk straight. I was kept falling because my whole right side is, if I say numb, I'm going to say numb, but I say dead because I really can't feel it. So, like, when I walk, I have to go slow because I have to really concentrate more or less on my balance because I can't feel my right side or the whole right side. Now, the left side of my face is numb because the stroke happened on the left side of my brain. But the right side is fine, but of my face. But the right side of my body, everything is numb. So, like, half of me is numb, and half of me I can feel. So, but I'm not complaining about it because I'm doing great. Because it could be 10 times worse than what it is, child. And I'm not complaining at all. I'm not complaining at all. Hey, Erica, I'm just grateful that I'm okay. I'm grateful that everything is going well. And at first, I was upset and I was in a mood. And I was like, I told Jamel, like, I had a breakdown one day. I said, I just want to be normal. I said, I just want my normal. I just want to be normal. And he was like, what are you talking about? I said, I want to be my normal self. I want to be able to go back to moving and doing what I did prior to having a stroke because I was back there when I started home dialysis. I wasn't as drained as when I went to a dialysis center. I didn't have to lay down for 3 or 4 hours just to regain my strength. It was like I did it overnight, did it while I was sleeping, woke up, and I was ready to go. And then, bang, I had a stroke. So, Tremel, my husband, he gives me words of wisdom like I give him words of wisdom. He said, well, you know why you're miserable? I said, why, Tremel? He said, because you don't realize this is your new normal. And when you embrace your new normal, you'll be okay. And I was mad because I didn't want to hear that. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't want to hear that. But when I thought about it, I said, you know what? He's right. If I got to walk a little slower, walk a little slower. I always speeded through life. I always whip past. I'm from New York, but New Yorkers just go, 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 go. Now I got to stop and smell the flowers. What's wrong with that? Like, it could have been to the point where I had to use a cane or a walker or something I really didn't want to do. Just because, and it's funny because my sister, because of the coronavirus and the pandemic, she just saw me for the first time in April when we went to Jersey. And she kind of was freaking out in her head because she knew she hadn't seen me since I had a stroke. She didn't really, all she knew was talking to me on the phone or seeing me on the FaceTime or seeing me on video. So in her mind, he could fake it. So when she did see me, and I told her these things, but it's my sister, she's extra. So when she saw me stand up and pause and get my balance, it was freaking her out. Like, you okay? You okay? I'm like, girl, I'm fine. I was like, this is just what I have to do now. I can't just get up out of a chair and walk because I gotta feel my leg. I gotta feel it before I can, move. So when I stand up, I get up slow, and then I pause. And you might see me shift a little bit because I'm trying to feel the dead leg as best I can so that when I do walk, I'm not falling over. So it was just, my sister's like my mother, child. And you would think she was older than me. But I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate it because that just shows that somebody really cares. And, Tramel was yelling at me when I first came home from the hospital because he's like, "You're going to kill yourself. You're going up and down the stairs. Let me do it." I said, "No, Tramel, I'm not accepting this. This is not who I am. I'm not accepting this. I'm not walking with this cane." No. I said, by my mama's birthday, I'm going to be walking in without a cane and regular. And she was, my name is Joseph McRae on February 9th of that year because I had a stroke in January, it was like right after New Year's. And from that time straight through to my mother's birthday, I insisted that I was walking. I was going up and down the stairs in the house. I was outside in snow, and Tramel would get mad. He was like, "I told you to wait right here, but you walking around." That's how I'm going to get better. And you don't have to take in the things that life gives you. Sometimes you got to fight through things because just because I can't do it now doesn't mean that I can't do it at some point. I gave myself a point of, you know what, this is when it's going to be right. So, Tramel knows me. I'll get disappointed or whatever. My sister knows me. And they both was like, "Well, what if it don't happen?" I said, don't is not an option. It's going to happen. I'm going to walk. And I'm not using this stupid cane to walk because I'm not walking with a cane. No, I'm not doing it. But what if it don't happen? It's not a what if. It's going to happen. And I insisted that it was going to happen. In my spirit, I knew it was going to happen because I was going to make it happen one way or another. And I just say that to say, you don't have to accept some of the things life throws at you. Yes, at the time, you may be sitting there like, "Oh, child, what am I doing?" Because I ain't going to lie, I'm sitting there going, okay. Now, every time I get up, I fall. Because I was like, I couldn't feel my leg. So I'm falling like a kid that can't walk. It's like, and I had to put in my head. I said, you know what? Let's think about this. I said, you are a baby all over again. You have to walk. You have to think about walking. And that's how I was able to do it. Because I just put in my head, every time I took a step, I had to think about it. And as it gradually progressed, I didn't have to think about it no more. It just became a natural thing to me again. But at first, it was like being a baby. It was like, okay, how am I going to do this? Like, it frustrated me because I'm not going to sit and lie and say, "Oh, I just said that," and no. It frustrated the hell out of me. Every time I would get up and fall, or I would sit down in a chair and start leaning this way and start falling because I couldn't feel my body. And I could only feel one side. So I'm leaning to that side because that's the side that I could feel. And it's like I'm trying to balance, but at the same time, I'm like this. So I felt stupid. I felt very stupid. I was laying down a lot because I didn't want to. And then I couldn't see. And I was like seeing double out of this eye. And I was like, I need to drive my car. You know what? I'm not like, it was a whole lot. And in my mind, I was like, I'm not accepting this. Hell no. Okay, this happened, but I sat there one day. I ain't even gonna lie. I sat there watching the TV. And if I went like this, right, I could see clear. But as long as both eyes was open, it was like I was seeing double. So I sat there with the bad eye, and I just kept looking. Like, okay, I can't see shit right now. It was just blurry by. I just sat there and forced my eye to focus. I forced my eye to focus. Like right now, I see the screen, but I see enough where I can get past, but it ain't clear. I just sit there, like, and I sat there and I sat there like this, and then I opened this eye and I'm like trying to focus. I said, oh no, this ain't gonna work for me. I'm not gonna be sitting like this just to be able to see. Both these eyes are gonna be open and I'm gonna see because I couldn't drive, I couldn't do nothing. So I'm like focusing, and little by little, I'm like, okay, I'm forcing the eye to work because little by little, my vision started getting back to where I could see. So I said, okay, let me get my glasses. So I put on my glasses, and of course, I was able to see clear. So the first time I told Jamel, I said, I'm going to drive to the store. He's like, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. I'm driving to the store. So he wouldn't let me drive to the store. So he was asleep. I got up. Now, y'all know in the wintertime up here, it ain't nothing but snow and ice. I got up, went outside, and in the process of being outside, got in the car. I could see. I would never drive if I couldn't see. Got in the car, drove to the store first. Then I said, well, I'm here. I got out, went in the store, and I had the cane because I was like, just in case. I'm not a fool. As much as I didn't want to use it, I had no choice at that point but to use the cane because my vision was bad. Got out, went in the store, got back in the car and said, I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts to get us coffee. But the line was long. In the morning time, my Dunkin' Donuts, the line could be out into the street. So I said, y'all know I'm impatient. I want something I want it immediately. I'm not trying to wait. I said, I'm not sitting in this line. So I pulled up into the handicap spot because I had the little placard thing, put it up in the window, got out of the car, I honestly forgot about the cane. I ain't even gonna lie. Got out of the car, walked on the ice into Dunkin' Donuts, got my coffee, came out, got in the car, and I was like, well, all right. I forgot to take the cane. Got back in, came home. Tremel had a natural born fit. When I tell you he had a natural born fit, Tremel had a natural born fit. What are you doing? Why did you go out with me? Oh my God, you got out of the car in the snow and in the ice. I said, yeah, I went inside Dunkin' Donuts and I went to the store. He was like, are you crazy? What is wrong with you? What if you would have fell? What if you would have hurt yourself? I said, I could see. I wasn't worried about driving. I said, but how else am I going to relearn to do what I do? But to do it. So, hey, Christine. Grandma Jewel, you are absolutely right about the diet and fasting. And that's what I'm on right now. My friend is selling this gut buster juice that the before and after pictures that these people are putting up in her group are amazing. And I want to do it, but it's kind of too expensive. I'm on a fixed income. I can't just be dropping money like that. And it is, I want to say she said a month supply is like $150. And I'm like, girl, I can't. I want to do it. I really do. Because I know me. If I do something like that, I'll make it work. That's how I lost the 95 pounds the first time on Herbalife. But now I can't do the Herbalife because of the milk. Well, you can mix it with water, but it's disgusting. So I can't have because of dialysis, I can't do regular milk at all. Well, I'm not supposed to. I can, but I'm not supposed to. Almond milk, I can probably do almond milk, but to do it every day, twice a day, probably is not good. They said I can drink almond milk like in cereal and stuff like that, but to do it twice a day, every day, is probably not going to be a good outcome. So I really want to do her gut buster juice. When I see these before and after pictures of these men and these women, and I'm like, oh, child, I need some of that. Talking about they've been drinking the juice for a month, and I'm like, girl, So it's one of those things. So I'm trying to figure out what, because being on dialysis is hard. It's hard when it comes to food because a lot of things that you should eat, you can, and a lot of things that you can't eat, if you was on a diet, you can eat when you're on dialysis. Like I can't have certain vegetables, I can't have certain fruits, I can't have brown rice, I can't have wheat bread. It's like a struggle. So, and then when they told me that the fluid that cleanses me is pure sugar water. So when I wake up in the morning, it's like I done drank two Pepsis, two 20-ounce Pepsis. I'm like, well, damn. No wonder why I got big as a pig. Because when I started home dialysis, I'm like, why am I getting so fat? I'm not eating like this. Like, I don't eat a lot. I may eat once a day. But the mere fact that I'm pumping sugar water into me ain't helping the process. And I was just getting bigger and bigger. And I'm like, what the hell? And they was like, are you retaining water? I'm like, no. I said, my clothes don't fit. Child, if you saw how I had, if I stood up right now with this shirt, y'all would be laughing. But it looks cute and you can't tell. So I'm not telling you. I'm not standing up for you to see how only two buttons button. And this shirt fits me perfectly fine before. But, it is what it is. So I'm trying to figure out something that I could do that would benefit me in the process. And it's honestly, I'm probably going to have to do like a keto diet or a, what's the fasting one? I forgot the name of it, but there is a fasting diet. And I'm probably going to try those. But summertime comes, Jamel just wants salad and meat. And I'm cool with that. Like, I have to have the protein. And I can do salads. I can do salads all day in the summertime. But I can do salads all day in the summertime. So I'm trying to, is it raining? Or is that somebody outside playing? But I'm trying to figure out a way that I'm going to at least decrease this belly a little bit. Because it's too much. And then I refuse to buy new clothes. So Jamel's like, well, if you need to give them away. You got too many clothes. You need to give them away. I'm like, no, because if I give them away, then that means I got to buy fat boy clothes. And I'm not buying no bigger clothes. Because if I buy bigger clothes, that means I'm giving in to the fat. And I'm not giving in to the fat. And he's, well, what are you going to do? You got too many clothes. I'm like, well, they'll sit there till I can fit them. He thinks I'm being selfish, but I'm really not. It's a way for me to force myself to do something. It's a way to force myself to do something. Oh, what's snake juice? Yes, Melissa, that's what I was talking about, the intermittent fasting. I couldn't think of what it was. Hey, Closet Talk. I couldn't think of what it was. That's the one I'm talking about. The intermittent fasting. I'm going to do something because I'm telling y'all, I can't. It just ain't going to work for me. And because it was like I did a whole 95 pounds. I was cute. I could walk in the regular store and buy clothes. And child, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was like, oh, I got a 36 waist. I ain't had a 36 waist since I was 12, child. It was so bad. My sister, she told me, she said, when I first saw you, I thought you was dying. I was like, really? She was like, you so skinny. I was like, girl, I know. You ain't seen me this skinny since we were kids. And I probably was about 12 when I was this big. So I could wear extra large shirt and all that good stuff. All that good stuff. And now I'm like, oh, I don't believe. Had I known, had they told me about the sugar water thing, it would have been different because I knew I was feeling better. I was feeling like me. And I could drink a case of water. Like all I did was drink water when I was going to hemodialysis, where they drained all my blood out. But when I started at home, I thought, I'm like, why do I want soda again? Why do I want? Because when they did the hemo, I craved water. All I wanted was water. When I started doing it at home, I'm like, I want soda, I want juice, and I thought it was weird because I'm like, how do I go from eating ice and drinking water all day long to now? And I ain't gonna lie, I would have a soda occasionally, or if we went out to eat, of course, I'd have water and the soda, but more or less, water was my thing. And then when I started doing home dialysis, I'm like, and feeling good, I'm like, why do I want soda and juice? And I wanted all that stuff again. I wanted all the soda and the juice and all of that. And then I had energy so I can go back to cooking and, not just making something real quick because I was tired and didn't feel like it, child. I was making ribs and collard greens and mac and cheese and sitting there eating like I ate before. And, I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. And then before you knew it, boom. Because it's easy to gain weight. It's hard to get rid of it. It's easy, child. You can blink. I can blink and I'll be fat. But I do the same blink and it don't come off. And now that I'm older, it really ain't coming off like it used to. So, hey Val, it really ain't coming off like it used to. And like I wanted to juice and stuff like that, but I can't because I can't have too much kale. I can't have too much collard greens. I can't have too much vegetables with zinc and too much vegetables with vitamin A. And they give me a multivitamin that I have to take because I can't just buy vitamins over the counter because they have too much stuff that, of course, because I'm doing dialysis, the machine ain't going to take out of my system like my kidneys would if they was working properly. So I have to take a vitamin. And the vitamin is a 3-month supply. But I was like, I know you don't think I'm paying $75 for your pills. But that's not going to happen. So then they started going through my dialysis center's pharmacy. I said, oh, well, if you send them to me for free, I'll take them all day long. But I'm not paying $75. I keep telling y'all I'm on a fixed income. I have to figure $75 into my income and then figure out how it's going to affect anything else in my life. I hate living like that, but child, I have no choice. And what I did try to work, because you can work, you can only work a certain amount of hours, but I had a job. I was enjoying it because I got bored with sitting at home because like I told y'all, I was used to working from I was 18 years old. It was working at Planet Fitness. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming. Did you enjoy your workout? Great. Can I see a key tag? Here you go. Enjoy your workout. That's what I do. I'm customer service, child. It was a no-brainer. Then I told, when you tell a person what the tea is and they still hire you, you shouldn't have no problems. Because she had a bunch of little 20-somethings. And then she had me. I told y'all my work ethic is very, you tell me what to do, it's going to get done. Not the 20-somethings, honey. They want to stand there. They want to talk. They want to chill. They want when it's late at night and nobody's there. They want to go work out. Look, I don't have a problem with that. But at the same token, we got to light this board up completely of what we did, then we need to do what we need to do. The men in the men's room, you shouldn't thank me because they was like, since you've been here, this has been the cleanest that this locker room has ever been, and we appreciate you. And I'm going to tell the manager that you are the best. And I'm like, you're welcome, because they don't clean up. Because we're supposed to clean too. They told me that. I just told her that I can't lift anything more than 25 pounds because of my arm. Because if I do and this pops, I can die. Oh, no problem. I told her I was on dialysis. I told her what my dialysis schedule was. Oh, no problem. Child, she tried to kill me. She would have me working overnight from 10 to 6. Now, if I tell you I got to be to dialysis at 6, right? How am I leaving work at 6 o'clock in the morning? Then I can't leave until these little millennials will get there. These little 20 somethings. And we know 20 somethings ain't never on time to work. So then I had to tell dialysis. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I might be a little late. This is the situation. So that they can know how to do it, because it's a process. So I was the first person in the chair because I was early in the morning. So I'm the first person, and then the person after me, and then the person after them. But the problem is, if I'm late, then they all late. You see what I'm saying? So that was one thing that pissed me off. Then she scheduled me from 10 to 6. I leave, I go to dialysis for 4 hours. 4 hours. So I'm leaving at 10 o'clock or a little after 10, 10:15, 10:20, because, they putting a needle this big in my arm. So you got to stop the blood. It's puncture wounds, for real. It ain't like you go give blood. When you get dialysis, it's literal puncture wounds in your arm. So you got to wait till that stops. One day, it took an hour and a half. For whatever reason, my blood wouldn't clot, and it just bled. So I'm just sitting there for an hour and a half, which held up somebody else because they were an hour late getting on the dialysis machine because I couldn't stop bleeding. But that's a whole nother story. So did that. And then she had the nerve to schedule me the next day to come in at 2 o'clock in the afternoon from 2 to 10. So I worked from 11 to 6. From 6 to 10, I'm sitting in a dialysis chair asleep. I get home 10:45, 11 o'clock. I eat. I can't go back to sleep because I got to be to work at 2 o'clock. So the only thing left for me to do is take a shower and get ready for work. When did I sleep? And then after the 2 to 10, she'll schedule me the next time for 11 to 6. And we do it all over again. And I had a conversation with her. I said, I told you when you hired me what the deal was. I told you. She gave me a schedule that was perfect. One day, I said, if you can schedule me like this all the time, that would be amazing. She says yes. She doesn't do it. So I quit. Because I'm like, yeah, I couldn't do it. I was like, child, you trying to kill me. As much as I loved it, and I loved the little coin I was getting, I couldn't do it. Because I'm like, it's not worth me. It's not worth my health to be doing this, because all my dialysis numbers started being all over the place and crazy because I'm drinking coffee like it's no tomorrow, or iced coffee. I'm calling my sister, girl, I'm so tired. I said, when you go out, because she worked, and when she get up for work, sometimes she'd be in the area where my job was. I said, are you coming over this way? Please bring me an iced coffee because I can't do it. Like, no, not when I told you. And you still hired me, and then had the audacity, well, I want to make you a manager because, girl, listen, you could try that with these little young ones, but not me. You're not going to kill me when I told you how I had to work and what was the situation. Okay, Uncle. Renovate. Closet talk, yes, I gotta call you. You know what the bad part is, and I apologize. I gotta give you my other email address. That's what I gotta do. Because the email address that you mail me, honestly, I check it here and there. But I have another email address that I check every single day, all the time, because I saw your message about call you. So I'll call you at some point today. I will definitely call you. Ooh. Hey now, y'all gotta check out tonight at 8 p.m. on Speak Your Truth with Roxanne. Roxanne, if you're still in here, put the link in for them. Roxanne is interviewing Uncle Fred. Yes, Uncle Fred is going to be on Roxanne's channel tonight. I believe it's at 8 p.m. or 8:05 p.m. Roxanne, if you're still in here, put the link. If not, I'll drop the link. But yes, but he will be on Roxanne's channel tonight. I'm excited to see it. I am excited to see it. Child, my phone is just all these damn alerts. That's the one thing I hate about my phone. When I get an alert, if I don't flip it at the top, like when I got that phone call and it told me they left a message, if I don't move it, once I move it, all the alerts on my phone start coming through at one time. And I'm like, okay, all of these can wait. It's not that serious. It is not that serious. Wait, I'm getting a link for y'all. I'm sorry. I'm getting the link for you guys. Hold on 1 second. All right, I got the link. Yes, that's the links to Roxanne show tonight with Uncle Fred. Make sure y'all check her out tonight at 8 p.m. I don't know why Uncle Fred just don't go ahead and start him a YouTube channel. He want to be on here all the time. Me and Jamel and now Roxanne. He gonna be on everybody's platform one way or another before it's over. But I love it. I love it. Okay, there you go, Roxanne. You dropped it. I put it into. I love it. I see a closet talk. It just showed me your email come through. I got you. But yes. So that's gonna be my journey. I might start a little diet thing. And if I do, where we can encourage each other, everybody that wants to lose weight, where we can encourage. See, like now, I planned on, because I keep saying that I'm going to walk Jomel around this park. I'm going to walk Jomel around this park. It's not far. The park is kind of, if I can't make it all the way around, I just have to call Jomel and say, get in the car and come pick us up. I mean, it's cool. I don't look stupid, but, it is what it is. It's my new normal. And now, while I'm here, like, when I started the live, it was beautiful, hot, and sunny. Now the curtains is flying all over the damn place. It's about to be, it look like a hurricane. But we don't get hurricanes up here because we too high up. We too high up in elevation, so we don't get hurricanes. We just get blizzards and snowstorms and rain. Child. It rains all the time. When you live high in the clouds, you get rain all the time. And it's funny because when you drive here, once you hit Albany, as you're driving, it feels like an airplane. You know how your ears start to pop a little bit? So as you're driving in, you get that feeling like you're in an airplane because as you're driving, you go higher in elevation. And then when you leave to go home, it's the same thing. You get that like air pop as you coming down from the elevation. So it's crazy. It is. It's crazy. I don't know if you can do the vertical thing. Okay. Just let me know when I call you and I'll know based on what it is, if I can or can't. He's going to have his own segment. Oh, he's going to have his own segment on your show. So that means, like, is it going to be weekly, bi-weekly, bi-month? Child, you're giving him too much. You're giving him too much. His own segment. Oh, you're giving him too much, child. I'm down. Please include me. You can all. You know what, Val? I am. I think I am because a lot of times people motivate people. I want to do. What's her name? Oh God, she used to be on Sherry Shepherd. Sherry Shepherd has an app, a walking app, and You put in, I think it's a walking app, but it's about a weight loss app. And you put in the weight, you put in how much you want to lose and how fast you think you can lose it, and you win money. But I don't need to know if you got to put money in to win money, because most of the time you ain't winning money without putting money in. But that's good motivation if you're going to win money to really do it. So, and there's a couple of apps like that, like workout apps that you promise to work out, and you have to check into the app when you're at the gym so they know that you're really working out. And if you say you're going to work out 3 times a week, you have to work out 3 times a week, and it puts like whatever other amount you say into your bank. But if you don't go and you don't work out 3 times a week, then they are charging you the amount of money that you want. That instead of, we'll say $20, instead of putting $20 in your bank, they're going to subtract $20 out of your bank account. So that's motivation to keep your ass going and doing what you're supposed to do. Because quarantining got me gaining weight. Yes, the quarantine. You ain't figured it out, Roxanne? Roxanne and Uncle Fred. Child. Lord, speak your truth with Roxanne and Petty Freddy. Ha ha! Ooh, Lord. Uncle Fred. It's Uncle Fred. Do I? You know what? Uncle Fred ain't petty, as he's more an intentional person. Like I'm petty. Like I'm petty. Like I do things and it's just petty. They're like But Uncle Fred is more of an intentional person. He does it and he just does it because he wants to do it, and that's just what it is. So I can't call him petty because he's not petty. He's intentional. He's very intentional. Now, I really, 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 really wish I could do the juice thing. I do, because I would do it. That's why, in a way, I want to do my friends, because she's selling that Gutbuster juice and that other one. Them juices that people are using now and they're really working, where they really don't have to go on the diet. You just have to drink the juice. And I want to do it, but all right. I think I'm back. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what stream y'all did. Yes, he means what he said. He said he means. Yes, Roxanne, he is very intentional. Very intentional. So I can't call him petty. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. Stream y'all just like went blank and said, we're experiencing the problem, try again. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. But I'm back. I am back. Can y'all hear me? Let me turn it off on to make sure y'all can hear me. Let me make sure everything is right. I am back. Yeah, it's working. Y'all, I can't believe it's 4 o'clock. I woke up really late today. Really, 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 really late. polls didn't go up until midnight because it was the 2 hour season finale. And when they went off, I hooked myself up to the dialysis machine. The machine said I was going to be off at like 9:51 this morning. I didn't get out of bed until 12 o'clock. Well, no, like 11:45. And I was like, okay, I can't do that tomorrow because tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment at 9:15 in the morning. So I will be up and at 'em tomorrow morning. But today I was like, let me get my little rest. Let me sleep. Because one thing about me, once I'm up, I'm up. But it was maybe because I felt the rain coming. Because now it is pouring down rain outside, which it was bright and sunny, and you would have never thought it was going to rain. And now it is pouring down rain. Hey, Cole. Hey, Cole. Hansberry. I see you loving Atlanta. See, that's why I tell people, that's why I tell people do things and experience them for themselves. You love Atlanta. I couldn't stand it when I lived there. I hated it. And I can't even tell you why I hated it, to be honest with you. And even when you asked me, I was like, Cole, I don't have a real reason why I don't like it. I just didn't like it. It's a horrible feeling when you move somewhere, go to sleep, and wake up the next day and say, what did I do? I don't want to be here. But you done transferred your job, you done moved your whole life to a whole nother state, and you wake up and be like, oh my God, what did I do? I don't want to be here. So I stayed for a year and 11 months, 10 months, and I ended up back in New Jersey. But for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe because I never wanted to live in Jersey, because I used to go visit my cousin Val when we were younger, and I never wanted to live in Jersey. Like, I just did not like Jersey. It was just the boringest thing to me. I didn't like Jersey, and I never wanted to live there. But every time, and I promise you, every single time that I live in New Jersey, my whole life changes and gets better. When I first moved to Jersey, that was when I had told you my job had stopped, and I didn't know how I was going to pay my rent. I didn't know nothing. I got another job, started new, started fresh, started a whole new life. Everything went better for me, and I lived there for 6 years in Jersey, and then I was able to move to Maryland. Went to Maryland, lived there for 12 years, and then had that dumb idea to move to Georgia. Stayed there for a year and 11 months. It was 10 months, a year and 10 months. And then everything went haywire with my kidneys and my job and everything. And I ended up back in Jersey. And again, my life was upside down. And I went through 2016 was just not the good year for me. But in the process, my life again went downhill, but it picked up. I think Jersey is a place to kick me in my ass and make me do the things that I need to do because I don't want to be there. So it makes me focus on moving and getting out of there and doing something. And even when we got married, I was like, oh my God, what are we doing? It's too expensive. Like by the time we paid rent, we wouldn't have had nothing else. And we looking at 1-bedroom apartments. That was $1,500 a month, or a studio apartment that was $1,200 a month. I'm like, we can't do that. We on just, it ain't like we working. We can't do this. So we just put in our heads, well, Uncle Fred ain't kicking us out. I mean, he don't really have a problem, but I didn't want to stay there. And it wasn't because we couldn't, because I wanted my own stuff with my own husband. And who wants to be married and live with somebody? That's just not, and he wanted to be by himself again. He just got his house back to himself, and here I come along again. So that's when we came up here and had the opportunity to move up here. And everything is everything. Everything is everything. I can't, It just is what it is. I think Jersey is to make me do what I need to do because every time I've lived there, my whole life has been shames, and it picked back up within a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. You know, it is what it is. Hopefully, I won't have to go through that and go back to Jersey like that. I don't mind visiting, but I don't want to have to stay. Hey, Monica. You know what, Cole? I don't know. Sometimes I sit down and try to figure out why I didn't like Atlanta, and I really can't come up with no reason. It wasn't the people. It wasn't. I just think in my spirit, I just wasn't supposed to be there because there were things that prevented me from going just easily. It was like I was getting stopped at every turn, but me being persistent and me being who I was, nothing was going to stop me from doing what I wanted to do. And I meant that. And that's what I get for being persistent instead of listening to God putting up roadblocks telling me, nope, nope, don't go, don't do that, don't make that move, don't do that, stay your ass in Maryland. But I refused. I was like, nope, 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 this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make it happen for myself. And I can't. Because sometimes when God put up roadblocks, and instead of us stopping, we go around them, we get what we get. And trust me, I had like 3 to 4 roadblocks pop up to tell me to stay my ass where I was. But no, not me. Mm-mm. Nope, you build the wall, I'm going to climb over it. You stole a car in front of me, I'm going to get it towed. I'm the type of person that I sit and say, well, you know what? Use it as a stepping stone. I can't never sit and say, what if? Because I did it and I know what happens. And I guess because I like to live my life that way, I like to live my life with the fact that I don't want to be able to say what if or what would have been. I do it. If it don't work, then oh well. And I move on to the next thing. So I did it. It didn't work. And I said, oh well. In actuality, I guess I was meant to go back to Jersey. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't have, me and Tremel didn't even know each other was back in New Jersey. Because he wasn't there either. He ended up having to come back for his own situation to New Jersey. And he didn't want to come back to New Jersey, but he had no choice. So we was there. I think I came back in 2016 and he either came back in 15 or 17. I think I went back first and then he came after me. And if it wasn't for that day, his Facebook never popped up on my page. It's just that one faithful day. It came up and he was talking and I was listening and I'm like, well, how old is he? Because I couldn't remember our age difference from back then. Because he was talking about him being old and I'm sitting there going, old? Child, how old are you? You can't possibly be that old. So that's when I sent him a message. And then he was like, can I call you on Facebook? Video call you? I was like, of course you can. I'm together, honey. It's always, I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. And when the camera came on, it was like, oh my God, you look just like before. What did you expect, darling? What did you expect? I'm always going to be glamorous. That's who I am. Let me stop, y'all. Let me stop. Right, Cole. See, that it works. Everything at the appointed time, we just have to keep pushing forward. You know what, Melissa? You're right. But sometimes I get so persistent that I make things happen for me. And I kind of wish I would get that motivation for a lot of other things in my life, but it's just certain things that I just grab hold to and say, this is going to happen. And I don't know how I do it, but I make it happen. And like people be looking at me, how did this bitch pull that off? Because I know what I'm doing. Like I just, even my mother, before she died, she said, I wish that you used whatever you do when you really want something. I wish you did that with everything in your life because you would be unstoppable. And I don't know why I don't. It's just certain things that I just go after and I grab the bull by the horns and I force it to be what I want it to be. And then other things that I should do that way, I'm sitting back like, oh, it'll happen when it's supposed to. I don't know why. I don't know how my mind picks and chooses things to grab the bull by the horns and force it to be what I want it to be, but I haven't had that motivation like that in a while. I haven't. I'm kind of getting it because I told Jamel the other day. I said, you know what? I'm kind of, I just feel. I don't know. I feel that things should be going different for us with this platform and everything. And I told him, I said, I'm kind of getting tired. I said, because I'm watching people that are getting hired for events and things and of that nature. And I'm like, well, what is it? Like, do I have to be half naked? Do I have to make a spectacle of myself? Do I have to give them what they expect of a gay black man in order for people to, notice us and want to see us and things of that nature? Or I watch other people's videos and I'm like, well, damn, how many super chats they gonna get? I be trying to get some of their followers to come into my videos. But it's what Melissa said, everything in its time, everything in its time. So, I have to be patient. I don't have nobody's patience. I have nobody's patience. If I think it, it should have already happened as I'm thinking it in my head. Because I have no patience. I ain't even gonna lie. Patience is not a virtue of mine. I want it now. I want it as of yesterday. I want it immediately. I want it immediately. Exactly, Roxanne. You're absolutely right. Because I'm not going to be all that extra stuff. I'm not. Now, maybe if I was 20 years old or something like that, then yeah. But at 50 years old, no, I'm not. Mm-mm. No, I'm not going to be a spectacle. That's part of the reason why we got off of Bigo, because the agency we was with wanted us to do what they saw other people doing. And I'm like, that's not who we are. And if that's how I'm going to make money on here, then I bow out gracefully because I'm not doing that. I'm not going to sit up on somebody's panel and just read people I don't know just because y'all are getting a kick out of it and it's fun. Like, no, I think that's stupid. I think it's just the dumbest thing. And like when I do go on Bigo and I see people, like there's a button that you hit that it just matches you with random people that are on there. And I see them and people pop up and it's talking about them like a dog or they insulting them. And I'm like, how is this entertainment? But I be just watching their little bean count go up sky high. And I'm sitting there going, people really like this dumb shit. Like people like mess. And as long as there are people that are willing to be messy, those of us that are not messy sit there and take the back seat. Because people like mess. People want to see messy. People want to see all the extra. Why? I don't know. I guess it's entertainment for them. And that's what they want. Why you think reality shows are the way they are? Because people like the mess. People like the mess. But messy is not what you're going to get from the McKingz. You'll never get messy from us. Never, no, not from the McKingz. Now, let's get into it. But no, I'm not even. Thank you, girl, Miss Thumbs Down, for coming through and watching. I appreciate you because I see you're back, honey. Because you've been going for a minute, so now you're back. Thank you. I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate you for your little thumbs down, girl. It took time for you to come and sit and watch my video, or even a piece of my video, just to thumbs down it. I appreciate you. Yes, I do. Because your review. That's why I appreciate you. Yes, bitch. Yeah. Really, Cole? Melissa, you are so right. You are. And when we get messages or text messages or things, emails, and people tell us how we've helped them, or how, I got one last week with that video I made, and somebody texted me and was like, "Oh my God, I needed to hear everything you said that day because I was feeling down, and everything you said just lifted my spirits about being your authentic self and living your authentic life." See, that's what makes it worthwhile to me. Honestly, it does. That's what makes it worthwhile. When I say, you know what, I'm tired of this, I don't want to do this no more, things like that make me say, you know what, screw all the rest of it. That's why I do what I do. And it is true, because if I can help somebody, especially a young black gay man or a young black lesbian girl, because what we say applies to women as well, and it's in women, just women and men in general. They ain't gotta be gay or lesbian. When y'all come and tell us, oh my God, I was having chemo and you guys got me through chemo. We got messages like that. While I was doing my chemo treatment, I was watching y'all and I was laughing, and you get me through this. Or I was feeling depressed and I heard what you said, and I kind of took what you said and applied it to my life, and it's better. Honestly, that's what makes what we do worthwhile. It is. It's what makes it makes, even if it's just one person, two people, it makes it worthwhile. We get those kind of messages all the time. So it's not just one person. It's not just two people. It's a lot of people, depending on what it is, depending on the day. And every message we send ain't for everybody, because everybody ain't going through the same things. But as long as we get through to at least one person that may need to hear what we saying, it makes it all worthwhile. It does. It really makes it all worthwhile. So, Monica, Jomel is down here on the floor sleeping. Jomel really needs to be groomed. Child. He looks a hot mess right now. That's why y'all have not seen Jomel on camera in a very long time. He has an appointment next week to get groomed, and then y'all can see Jomel. Then y'all can see Jomel, because he has an appointment to get groomed. Because right now he look a hot mess. My poor baby look like a homeless dog. He do. He do. He look like a little homeless dog. Mm-hmm. But if these people don't send my check, he might not be getting groomed. And that's just for real. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to say somebody sent me a message. Okay. Oh, y'all, I am going to go. It's 5 o'clock. Damn. I'm going to go And I think I'm going to have me a hamburger and a salad right now because I'm hungry. And a little butter bagel I had this morning. You know, you know. But actually, you know what? That's what I might have. A bagel with cream cheese. And then save my burger for later. That's probably what I'll do when Tremel went. Because you know he's asleep. Over there, knocked out in the bed. Been asleep all morning. But anyway, y'all. See, and he said I can't do this by myself. And I did all of this by myself. I am so proud of me. I'm so proud of me. I did all of this by myself. He's going to be shocked when he finds out that I know how to do it. See, I told you, I'm like him, honestly, when it comes to electronics and things. I can do it. But Tremel wants to do it. So I let him do it. But I'm not going to keep it. It was one thing I couldn't figure out how to do. So I had to wake him up to ask him how to change the background picture to me because I wasn't doing the live with him in the background. And I'm like, where is it? What do I do? I was trying to figure it out, but he finally told me. I had to wake him up. I was like, babe, wake up. How can I change the background? So he told me. He knocked out again. He woke up, had him a little I want to say egg McMuffin, but Thomas's English muffin with some butter and jelly and went back to sleep and had coffee. But it is good sleeping. Well, it's not raining. So, but yes, y'all, I am going to go now. And I'm going to probably either have onion bagel with cream cheese and lox, or I'll make my burger. I'll probably have the burger later and just have the bagel with cream cheese, which I ain't even supposed to be having the cream cheese, but it is what it is, child. It is what it is. But anyway, y'all, please, please, please enjoy the rest of your day. And make sure you follow the McKingz on all social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course right here on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. As well as if you want to become a part of McKingz Kingdom, please hit that join button. If you don't see the join button, the link will be in the description box. And become a knight at the round table. And make sure you check out the McKingz Boutique so that you can get you some Dare to Be Different or some McKingz merchandise. And look out for Dare to Be Different because it's going to be different. We are officially launching the new Dare to Be Different on June 19th. I believe it's June 19th. So make sure you're there for that. And what else? Make sure. Roxanne put it in the chat, and so did I. Make sure you guys watch Speak Your Truth with Roxanne tonight at 8 p.m. because she is interviewing Uncle Fred. All of you know him because he's always in the chats. Whether it's on our channel, her channel, or the A-Team's channel, Uncle Fred is always there. So check out that interview with her and Uncle Fred tonight at 8 o'clock. I'll be there. So with that being said, you guys, I'm sorry I was late today. I am, but I woke up late. But make sure that you walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness. And I have to say it because I have to, but I know you already know. That is T McGray all damn day. Later, y'all. It probably won't let me log off. Hopefully it will. But if it doesn't, I know how to get off. Enjoy your day. It's keeping me. I told y'all it was going to keep me. Do, 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 do. It won't let me log off. Stream y'all. Hold on, y'all. I gotta do this through my phone. So I have to enter the studio. Hold on here.